Today we're going to be doing an unboxing and fitting of the Royal Enfield Himalayan pannier rack. So this came from India, only took about 5 days to arrive. So let's have a look what it's like inside, what the quality is like, and then get it fitted. Also comes with a free oil filter to go with the other 20 of them I've got. Here comes Katie to say hello. So what do we have inside here? So that's one rack. That's the bracket at the back and the indicator relocation and the bracket that keeps them together. Also, it looks like that's where all the fittings are. And then another rack. So let's get this one out and check the quality. And let's see this one, just a small paint imperfection there. That's nothing. I mean, remember it's a Royal Enfield, it's made in India, it's extremely cheap, good value for money. This whole lot, including postage, was only about 70 something pounds. So let's open this and we can work out the fittings. There's no instructions, but I'm sure we'll work it out. It's all cool, it's all good. So in here we also get the indicator relocation. Not sure what that is, we'll work that out later. Oops. I think this is to relocate your backlight further out. Oh, the washers fell in there. And these are for extending your indicators, or your signalators, or trafficators, depending on where you're from. Right, I understand what all those are for. I'm not sure what this bit's for just yet. 2 black washers and some sort of rubber, which looks to me like it goes round one of those. But which one and where? We'll soon find out. Right, that's it all unboxed. I'm going to get rid of all this stuff, move things out the way. We'll move over to the bike and then start actually fitting it to the bike. First thing I'm going to do is lower this number plate bracket and rear light bracket and remove the indicators. So I've got a 10mm here for that. And a 4mm Allen key. 2 here at the bottom of the back that hold on this number plate holder. So this is going to give us access to the indicator wiring and the light wiring to disconnect them, ready for their relocation. Right, that's that lowered down. Whilst I'm here, I'm going to take off the indicators as well, I think. I'm going to need a snips for there's a tie wrap on there. Right, I can put that to one side. Green is the right, red is the left. That looks like it's a temperature sensor or something like that. And there's your wires. That's your indicator. I'll get those out now. So they have like a small notch on them, so they won't pull straight out. You have to make sure that you pull them back the way and out as you come out. I'm going to lose them, so I'll pull them out. Yeah, if you just pull them that way, they come out because this notch comes off there, and that's that. Perfect. To fit this right hand side panel, first of all you need to remove these original fixings where the new bolts will go through the pannier bracket. So these have got Loctite on from the factory, hence why they're so difficult to get out. Once they go, you can see all the... But I don't think we reuse that one. And it'll be the same with this one. I've also loosened these nuts on the top here, which hold this bracket on, just to make it more easier to get this bolt all the way out. This one's going to have a new bolt in. So that's our 3 mounting positions for the new rail. Pick up the new rail like so, and then line it up with those 3 mounting positions. I'm going to use some Loctite 243, some thread locker on these. So this one for the bottom, this one has 2 washers as per the instructions and goes into this one here. Actually clean that thread out first, so I'm surprised it went in so easily there. So I need to leave all these loose for now, well, loose-ish, so we can get everything lined up. Oh, please don't break it. Right. But the black spaces go behind there, but only on a scram. You don't need them on the Himalayan. 2 washers on this bottom mount. I'm not doing these tight, I'm just nipping those up. You can see the powder and the dust coming out. That's the dried Loctite from the original. And then the long one goes through the top and through the original sort of grab rail stroke luggage mount. And this one doesn't have any washers on. It's also not in the thread. I don't want to be cross-threading this for obvious reasons. And that's got it. Right, so none of them are tight yet. They're just all... I'll just back that one off. So they're all, I would say finger tight, but because of the threads and the Loctite, it's not quite finger tight, but they're still loose to be manipulated as we see fit to get the brackets on at the back, which we'll do next. Well, I thought the next thing to do was the brace at the back, but I'm going to remove the backlight and fit the backlight extender, so I'm going to do that first. I'm going to just loosen these off and that's all that holds this backlight assembly on. Get rid of that tyre up there as well. Okay, so that's now out. So what we're going to do here is move this, take that bracket off and fit a new bracket which moves the light further back. So I have found some instructions online about this, but I don't think you need to take all this apart because these have this cutout here. So I don't think we need to take it apart to be able to do this next bit. So we're going to see how we get on. Remove these 2 screws, and then we need to remove the rubber bushes and move the bushes onto the new bracket. I do believe some people don't actually bother relocating the light. It's fine where it is, but it just means if you do have luggage on, the light is further in towards the bike, whereas now we're going to be extending the brackets at the back. They just supply this extended bracket to get the light further out. So we're gonna go ahead and fit it anyway. God damn it. Right, so that's on some little locating tabs. So I dropped it then because I was trying to pull it off these locating tabs, and you just have to prise it between that gap. But it does come out and no damage done. Well, that's providing it works when I switch it back on. So now we need to take these rubber dampening pads off. Just give this a clean up. Bit of sand trapped under there. Right, see how these rubbers come out. So I've had a play and got one of these rubbers out. So it comes away like this. So I'll just show you there. So watching your hand, there's a small washer there. And then this plate comes off this side like that. So that's another washer. And then once you have these, this is just quite soft rubber. You just have to force that through there. And that's it out. And then we'll reuse these on the new bracket. So that's the new rubbers in. Washers go on the back. That goes like that. Over there. That goes like that. So that is going over there like that, which means the big black washers go on there. So I can do it like this and it might give me a bit more space. So then go on there like that. Perfect. And then there, go in there. Like that. Screws back from once they came. I'm not going to go daft tightening those up because, well, one, it's only plastic and you'll just strip the threads, and two, it's only on a rubber bush, so once you've compressed the rubber enough to hold it in place, there's very little point going any harder with them. I believe that can now be put back on there. Doesn't look as cool. Those bits don't line up anymore with these, but they'll be fine. Put a tiny bit of Loctite on that, just because I've got it here. Tiny amount, just a tiny amount. Right, there's a bit of wiggle room there, so I suppose we need to make sure as central as it can be before we nip these up. Well, it's not a Swiss watch, is it? So and that's torqued to wherever that was, and that's torqued as well. I'm going to plug this light back in. Goes over the top like that. It's going back like that. They're not going to get used. You can buy blanks for them, which I might do one day. We'll leave that bracket in. Yeah, so there's a bracket there that holds the number plates, the indicators on, but it probably has some other function for some stability. So we're going to keep that. Another little habit that's good to get into, well, not cleaning things over the top of other things, that's a bad habit to get into, but just in general, cleaning bits when you take them off. Take a bit of pride in just getting any dust and stuff off that you would never normally be able to get access to. Right, I'll leave that there for the time being. Right, figure out what's next. Now it's got to be the brackets, and then once the brackets are on, then the indicators can go on, then the indicator extensions, and then that should be us. Well, I found what this rubber mount was for. You know, the rubber mount I found earlier when I was unpacking? It goes underneath here, which must be for, in fact, probably to, it'd be to stop that knocking on there. That's what it'll be for. Right, I'm going to put these in one at a time with a bit of Loctite. No washers involved. Beep, 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 beep. Try again. So this is why we left all these other bits loose before, because now these have to be manipulated into the. They had a bit of flex to them, so you can just fit those by hand actually. Well, obviously you can fit them by hand because that's what I just did, but I thought that you might have needed a bit more pressure and things, but they're not too bad. That one's actually lined up perfect. I can see through the hole from here and it's not looking bad. Ready? Show me. All that could be tightened up now. Which order should I tighten things up? That is the question. I'm going to do the big bolts first. So this one can't really go anywhere else other than in that slot. So that one's getting done first. That's torqued. Oh, this is going to freak me out if these washers don't line up beautifully. Right. I'm going to do the same on the other side whilst I've got this Allen key in. Right. Right, that's that torqued. Ooh, I need those washers to play ball. Perfect. Probably over torqued all them, but they're not really moving anyway, so I'm just going to tighten them where they are. And what will be, will be. If I was designing these at Royal Enfield, I would have done red for right, just because that makes sense to me, but it's not, it's green. Right, and that goes in there like that, doesn't it? Clean your threads. I didn't, but doesn't mean that you shouldn't. This is a little badger. Only just perfect. Right, I'll do the other side. I didn't clean the threads on this one either, but just don't tell anyone. So that's a 10mm socket and a 4mm Allen key, just in case anyone's interested. Tight, like a tiger. Let's put the extenders on, known as extendius indicators. I think this is the bit that makes it look ugly. Everybody else has said the same, as in, which way do they go? They go under there, do they? Yeah, I think that's what people don't like. Would it be wise to check these indicators work before putting everything back together? Me thinks it would. Beep beep. Just check the number plate light works as well, which it does. Backlight works, perfect. I've moved the camera around so you can get a better angle. Now I'm going to put this back up there. That's the bracket for the indicators, but also serves as a brace for this till unit. This goes up here like so, and then the whole lot lifts in place. Right, which one should I put on first? I know what I should do. I should remember these came out of the top. Come back. Right. They came out the top there. In fact, remember my advice before? Space is back in there. Mustn't forget to tighten those up as well. They need tightening on the top. Space is back in. Well, I'm getting there. It's not easy to see exactly where these go, but that's that one in, that's that in. Got one more to do on this side. Right, they're all in actually, so I can nip those up now. God damn it! So again, these are just rubber bushes, like small rubber mounts, so there's no point going too daft with them. Two little itty bitty ones, just help this lined up beautifully. I might get some of the little plastic or little bungs to go in there just to tidy that up. Well, that's nowhere near touching this, so I don't really see the need for that rubber part on there. In fact, I'm going to take it off. There you go. That would have fallen off anyway the first bump I went over. Torque these to spec. Remember to do these last ones that I nearly forgot about. And I think that's it done. Might relocate the number plate to there somehow, figure out a way of mounting that number plate to there and having this light, a little LED number plate light up there maybe. Thanks again for watching. I'm doing things slightly differently today. I've used the Action 4 camera on a tripod so that you could see a bit more of what I was actually doing. If that's of any use to you, fitting these pannier racks for yourself, then I hope you can use this. If you've enjoyed this content and want to see more, then please consider liking and subscribing. We have a few more modifications to make to get this bike better off-road and for the adventures ahead, and then I shall take you along on some adventures in the future. Thank you. Bye bye.